So I think this is the middle of the week. Kings Club Casino, Kings Club Baccarat tonight, professional play. That's how we work it. That's what you're going to see. Going to show three different ways tonight and kind of talk to you guys that are interested in the partnership as to how you would like us to play because we're going to play several sessions each day. And I'll turn this around. We're going to play several sessions each day and according to um, how we decide to play. But we've got, I've been working hard refining this, as you guys know. This is kind of an evolving thing because you do keep getting better at things as you do them more. Hey, William. And we've been doing this for quite some time, but we're actually still getting better as we go from uh, what I would say roughly was a 88 percentile win rate, although we only lost one time in the last year. In my practice sessions, I end up coming out with about an 88%. That doesn't mean it's going to be 88% in the casino. Sometimes it's 100%. It has been 100% for months. But I've been working to get better and better at it and come up with a stronger way. Hey, Frank and Gil. So, what I would start out by saying is the beauty of Baccarat, more so than any other game in the casino, is this is an actuarial game. This game can be predicted, not necessarily hand by hand, but trends are predicted because there's only one side and the other. And there is no such thing as a dealer uh, or a house. There's a banker and a player, and it's whichever one you want. Hey, Chuck. Hey, Trish. So, actuarially, what I do is I've been doing autopsies by uh, shoe after shoe after shoe, and I try to find where is the, as I call it, the kind of tear in the fabric of the game where we can slip through it and find ourselves on the winning side. And one of the ways that we do that is we bet units that all we have to do is win one unit to retire us for that session. If one unit is the goal, we win one unit, we're in. We got it done. Hey, Michael Steinfeld. And so what I've been doing in my autopsies, and Chuck knows this, and King John knows. Some of you others have seen it. I list at the end of the autopsy how many singles were there, how many doubles were there, how many triples were there, how many quads were there, and how many quintuplets or more streaks were there, and I try to find what is the way to play to win. And here's what I have found, and I'm going to show three ways tonight, all three of the ways I'm about to tell you. I measured the singles against all results that were pairs or higher. And if you played singles only to chop and not go to the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because, well, you don't care because all you got is a single bet anyway. You're not going to follow it. You're not going to keep going. You're going to carry over your D'Alembert on the losses into the next chop time. But the single against the equal to or greater than pairs, hey, Kevin and HR Green Shark, how you guys doing? You compare the singles against the equal to or higher than pairs, and you come out with as low as a 44 percentile win rate and as high as a 68 percentile or 60% rentile, 44 to 60. And if you are above 40, you're going to win every time because D'Alembert is going to take care of you. And I'm going to show you how we're going to play the D'Alembert tonight because I have settled on that once and for all. You know I've bounced around on my D'Alembert, but I have found the best D'Alembert way to play is to protect the win when you're chopping win-loss, win-loss. What's the best way to make sure you're ahead? And I have found that, so I'll be revealing that too. Um, but when you're comparing the one versus the pairs or higher, it's at least 44 percentile. That was the low side, and as high as 60 percentile. Now, if you take pairs only, so you don't play the chops, you only begin them, you make one bet when you've got a couplet up there, when you got a pair, two bankers, two players, and you bet opposite. You're going to win 47% to 68% of the time. Now that's very strong. It's of all of my autopsies I've been doing lately, the last 12 or 11 or 12 shoes, those are the averages, as low as 47, as high as 68% win totals. And so you know that if you win 68%, you're winning a lot. But again, I'm talking about all total hands. And we are not in the business of playing the whole shoe. We want to get ahead one unit, call an end of the session, put the money away, and come back and play another session at a period of time. And when I go back out to play South Point or Green Valley Ranch, I plan on playing 5, 6, maybe 7 sessions a day. And so I'm looking for a $200 session win. That's the margin that I've got now that I'm playing with, is $200. And if I get ahead $200, even after one hand, I'm done. I'm going to bank that money and come back in a little bit and try and do it again, because I believe I can win one unit all day long. I truly believe that I can. And I know that sometimes you're going to sit down and you're going to sit right into a buzzsaw. That will happen. And so now you may end up with 10, 15 hands before D'Alembert can climb you back out of it. But these percentages, these actuarial numbers, are going to bear out over time. And so I feel confident about that. Now, the last thing I'm going to show is if I play singles and pairs against the rest of the options. So what you do is you count up the wins of singles and pairs, and you do it against the equal to or higher than triplets. Now, you get a much higher win rate, obviously. The singles and the doubles against triplets or higher has a win rate of as low as 73%, as high as 84%. Now, when I say 73 to 84, that's combining both of them. So a lot of times you've lost the first bet. And so you got to factor in you have more losses with this than you do playing the single bets of the ones or the twos. And of course, we're going to see how it bears out tonight. I'm going to play a simulation right in front of you, and it's going to be whatever it's going to be. Maybe we run straight into a buzzsaw tonight, but we're going to see, and it's going to be what it's going to be. But the other thing is the actuarial science will bear itself out. Now, we're going to play $50 units. We're shooting for a $200 unit win, meaning that's going to be the base bet, $200. If we lose, we're going to 400. And then if we win, we're going to down 150. So the third bet would be $250. So you would, after a win, even if you follow it with a loss, you're going to net $150 profit, because you're going down 150. You're going down 3 units, and that's where the power of this is. Let me look and see what Green Shark's telling me. Yep. Now listen, Green Shark, I see that, and that's true, but it's true until it isn't true. And so I'm not looking for a high percentage win. I'm trying to get the absolute all the time wins. And so if you did that, like what you're saying there, and you win on your first bet, or you win on your second bet, or you even went on the third or the fourth and then another one, and you quit because you're up 1 unit, I'm with you. And that's okay. That strategy works. You can bet against, like Green Shark's talking about. If you can read it, guys, I don't know what you guys see. If you see the same thing I am, but if he's got banker, player, banker, player of the last 10 times, he's saying bet against him, just the way you did the tower. That's okay to do, but we're going to stick it out right here of using the actuarial science rather than the random science. That's the random science that Green Shark's talking about, and there's nothing wrong with that. But let's just start with playing the singles. So if we play the singles, don't be greedy, that's for sure. You get greedy, you're going to get in trouble. Okay, so if we've got a player win here. So if I'm playing it right, I'm going to play singles here. So I'm going to try to track it as I'm holding all this stuff. So we have a $200 bet on the banker here. So we started at 17880, 1,788,000 is when we started. So we got a $200 bet out there right now. It's on the banker, and this is where we're going to start with the $50 units, up 4 units, down 3. So there's a $200 bet on the banker. There's the win, and I got a $190 win, and I am done. So I'm going to do like Chuck tells me to do. I'm going to bet $190 here and bet it on the tie. 8-1 odds it pays, but it's probably 12-1 odds it would hit. And so there we are. We're back to 178. So we've won one session already. We won it on the chop, and because the chop is a 44 to 60% favorite to hit when it's against the doubles, the triples, and quads, sinks, and quints and higher. Hey, JP, good evening, buddy. So now we're going to play only the two. We're going to play only pairs against the equal to or higher than threes. And so we've got ourselves one banker. So we got to get a pair here. Let's see if we get a banker here. And we did. So now we got two bankers here. Oh no, we got three. Sorry, I should have. Okay, well that would have been all right. So let's get a pair here to bet against. So there's one player. Let's see if we can get another one. Can't get him. We got one banker now. We want a pair to bet against, and if we lose once, we're going to play it again. So we are going to keep going. Let's see what we got here. Okay, we got chops going here. So, okay, let's see if there's another player here. Nope. And this is why the odds are that it will chop more than it doesn't, because that's the most likely actuarial outcome. Okay, so we got a pair of bankers there. So here's our first bet. It's going to be $200 on the player. And if we lose, we're going to sit out until the next pair and play only against that. This is, we won the unit when we played only chop the one time. We won it. So now we're trying to chop the pair with a player bet. And there's the win. So now we're up $200. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the chop single and the chop pair after I get rid of this $200. Thank you, Mr. Ritter, your recommendation on the tie. Okay, so we're back at 1,788,000. We won on the single chop. We won on the pair chop. Now we're going to play single and pair when we have got a banker there. So the first bet will be on the player. It will be $200 that we're going to get a chop right now. That's what we're saying. And we got a backdoor tie. That's always fun when the banker deals themselves back into the hole. They're sitting there with the win. They got to take a card, and they get brought back to zero. So we're still on the player for $200. Okay, good. So we lost there. So now we're going to bet against the pair, and we're going up $400 because we bet against the chop and we lost. So now we've got a $400 bet on the player. And if we lose here, we're going to come back against the chop. But we did not lose. And the reason we didn't lose is because we're going to win more oftentimes than not, because the single and the pair will win 73 to 84% of the time. So it will lose 27% or as little as 16% of the time, and it'll go to the triple. We've all seen that. I mean, it might go to 14 in a row. But what you're doing overall is you're playing the single and the pair against the triple or higher, the number of times. And so when I say that, as I'm looking back at my notes, I can give you a better explanation of that. These are today's. Okay, this counts today and some that I did yesterday. I'll show you. So I line them up and I say how many singles were there, how many pairs were there, how many triples were there, how many quads were there, how many more than 5. And you can see there that that second shoe had 4 different times of a streak 5 or higher. That's okay, because if you add the 19 and the 8 together, 27 times it was a 1 and a 2, 9 times it was 3 or higher. So you get a 27 times winnings against a 9. You don't care how many times it went higher than 5 because it did it 4 separate times, and you're not going to be in there betting it. You're only betting the first 2 or the first or the second. And so what I'm going to ask you guys, review this tonight, this show that we did tonight, and tell me which way that you liked it best. I mean, we sat here and watched. We won it all 3 times, and so we won. One time we won 180, which 190, I think that's what it was, because it was a banker hand, and then we won 2 and 2. So we won 2 and then we won 4 because we did lose 1, but we cleared right at $600, $590 in 3 ways of playing. This will win. It's actuarial. I say actuarial, meaning it's predictable based on the past result. And that's one of the reasons that we're in Baccarat, is because I was looking for a game that we could at least come out 40 to 50 to maybe a little above 50% in wins, and that I could structure a D'Alembert that would leverage those wins into a plus money for us in every session. And that's what we found, despite the fact of how tragic the Las Vegas trip was for me and for you, for all of us. We all got slaughtered because of those other events, but we did not lose at the tables. We won over $3,800 in 7 sessions at the tables. And I will go back and I'll be playing this way now because we've evolved to being one. We want to get up 1 unit and be done. And I want to get up 1 unit 7 times a day, 8 times a day. I want to rake in that money and I want to distribute it. But I'm going to do this either on my own or with the group. I'm still looking. We have some interest. And the thing is, please understand me. I am asking no one to put money in this partnership. You put it in if you're confident. I'm showing you how we win. We have been winning. I intend on continuing to win, but we are in a casino, and they do the things that they do. The casino plays the long game, and that's how they play it. But I am confident of winning, and I think we have a track record of winning. But if you are interested in getting into partnership, tell me that you want in, and do it with discretionary money, please. And then I'm going to be making the trips and doing the work and paying out the distribution. So I would understand any discouraging word that some would have, and that's why I'm not pressing anybody on joining in this. But I will tell you that, I will tell you that I have every intention of winning. And what I'm showing you here in these simulations is exactly how the game is played. And it's going to be like, if I go back here and look at this, right? See, we got 6 bankers in a row there. And that's didn't matter to us, because if we were playing one, we'd have been out right there, and we'd have waited. If we were playing single, we'd have waited, and there's the single player, and we would have bet right there would be a banker, and there's the win. Now, if we kept going for whatever reason, I wouldn't have, because we're up 1 unit right now. But if we did, we lose there. So we're up 400, right? I mean, we're up 200 here. So then I went to $50 because I went down $150 and we lost. Now I wait until the next chop and I add 200 and I bet 250 there and we win. So we're plus 200 there, we're plus 200 there, we're up $400, and we're just into the 4th sequence. Now, the fact that we had 6 and we had 3 didn't matter because we were just watching. But the same thing could be said if we were playing the pairs. Well, we'd have lost there and we'd have lost there. So that's 200, 400, and we waited, and there's the win. And there's the other one. So this 600 gets us back to even, and that gives us the 200, and we're up. I can do it in every autopsy because this is what I do. This is what tells me what is. That's the actuarial science that is revealed in this. And even if you would have said, okay, there's 6 bankers, there's 9 bankers, there's 10, 12 bankers, 14 bankers. So we have a lopsided bankers, 14 bankers, 2, 3, 4, 5 players. So it's 14 to 5. Over the rest of this shoe, this is going to get more balanced out as you go. There's going to be more players, and it still could end up a little bit lopsided, but over time, these things bear out 50.4% to 49.6% because the actuarial science of this game bears itself out. And as long as we're doing it this way, that we predict ways that we can leverage, we find that tear in the fabric of the game, which I think we've found here with the single and the double chops. This is what tilts the playing field in our favor. And when we add in the D'Alembert betting, that's how it goes. So thank you to all of you. And then Chuck Ritter saying hey to everybody, and Trish saying hello, and JP and HR Green Shark saying hello, and Michael Stein. So for all those who missed me tonight, I hope that you watch the show later on. I hope you send me an email if you have something on your mind. But we're going to wind this down because I'm at the end now where I'm giving you exactly how to play it. play it no matter what your unit size is, play it for a unit size win, and play 4 units. And if you have to go down and keep playing, go down 3 units, but don't sit at the table and play the whole way through. So I love you all. Thanks. I'll be back tomorrow night. Thank you, Gil. I'll be back tomorrow night. I'm going to show this to you again because I'm going to drive it home. Up 4 units, down 3. I'm using $50 units. You can use $10 units. You can use whatever you want. If Kelly KB was talking to me about he wanted to win $50 a session. So I'm showing him how to win $50 a session. But everything bears out in this way. The 4 tenets that we began with still bear themselves out. You got to have a way of selection. We have that. You got to have a way of betting. We have that. You got to have discipline. You got to have patience. The other thing you've got to have is bankroll. Because if you know how to do all those and you have bankroll, you are not going to lose. And I can guarantee that you're not going to lose. So when I go back out there, I'm going to make sure I've got bankroll to sufficiently address all the things we have, and I'm going to play it exactly the way. So hit that like button. Thank you, Chuck Ritter. Hit that like button on the way out, even though we're on the off ramp now with our play. I want everybody to know that this is what you can take in your casino anytime you want, and the amount you play is only based on how much your bankroll is. If you got $100,000, play for $1,000 units, please. Just go ahead and get that money and go. God bless you all. I'll be back tomorrow night because I'm firing them at you every day right now until we get it all right. And J.P. Stevenson, you keep working that real estate all around the Big Apple, my man. Knock them dead. I love you. Love Victoria too, even though I hadn't met her, but I've met her kind of through you. So you guys have a great time. Good night to all of you. See you tomorrow.